This is gonna be a good one. Um, I am super excited about these because I love these two guys to death, man. They are very influences, content creators, and I'm very close to both of them. You know what I'm saying? So plays a good piece of my heart, man. You know what I mean? Well, I am so excited about this one. Um, Miss T, baby, I'm single. Yo, talk your talk now. So we got the admins in here, man. So you want to be on the show? Yeah, we would love. Hey, Daddy, I would love you on the show, man. Thank you, Spark. I'm gonna turn the sound out, man. Listen, this is how it works. Okay, this is how it works. I got about 5 more minutes. This is how it works. Number one, I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray real quick. But whoever the top gifter of my show from now to 8:15, level up, then. Hey, listen. Oh, you're leveling another man. You've been leveling up on your boy. I appreciate you, man. But whoever the top gifter of my show will be placed on the flyer for the next week's show. And big shout outs, man. It's big shout outs. So Teddy, this is I appreciate you, man. Big shout out to Teddy, man. This is amazing, man. Teddy, you know what I'm saying? It's the reason behind this one. So I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I'm super excited. And if you guys, fellas, if you know, or ladies, if you know anybody that's male friends that will play a good part to be on this show, man. Um, man, send it out, man. But I would like to ask Miss get up here real quick. But again, y'all, I greatly appreciate y'all so much for being here, man. So I am going to get my get in there. Appreciate you, Teddy. Hold on, y'all.
Um, Ira, man, do you read anything, Turk? Okay, the topic that Teddy chose is family values and what a man's perspective on like family values is. So actually, it fits really well because Turk has a family and Casino. Um, so Teddy did win last week, which is amazing, and thank you, Teddy, because this show can't run without all of you, like without the comments. So if everyone can, is Ocean gonna get in? Um, I just had the quickest 10-minute get ready just then. That was crazy. Um, so Men Take a Seat is about men empowering each other, hearing men's voice because a lot of that isn't on this app. And in a positive, non-judgmental way. Um, so each week we come up with all the questions, myself and Ocean, and yeah, and then we give him to country. He doesn't even really read over him, so he's a part of this too. So like he's a part of the panel. Like he gets to give his perspective on all of this as well. So it's really cool. So it gives you an insight on what a man may think. Maybe you have a question on that topic.
Bam.
Um and yeah.
Hey, Jess, thank you, guys.
Teddy,
Oh, she
thank
want
you.
to say anything?
I just want to address, if I can, about
Oh,
what happened last week as well. I'm not going to go into details. The people that were here know about it, but because we don't involve ourselves with drama, we don't know about the drama. So if you have a problem with somebody that is in the stream or whatever, and we feel like your comments are directly towards that person, making them feel uncomfortable, or inappropriate comments that are directed towards bullying or anything, that won't be tolerated from badges included. So like
yeah, we
if,
don't care
if
your
we
status.
feel
Like,
if we feel like you are intentionally spamming the comments with emojis or backhanded comments, that won't be tolerated. So last
Yes.
week was not gonna it's not gonna happen again.
spam whoever you're supporting. Like if
Yeah.
it was like me or Ocean or Turk or Casino, spam their emojis, fine. But when it's like intentional, and the thing is, like Ocean just said, we don't know about any of this. We don't go follow TMZ. We don't go follow all that. So we don't know other people's drama like that. So this is a
Amen.
positive place, an uplifting place. Like there's not a lot of places on this app that do that. So this show is we're trying to get it featured too. So if that's being seen by Chris Casper, he ain't gonna want to support it. But if anyone can what are they called? Blast the
Spotlight,
what are they called?
spotlight.
Spotlight. If anyone has
What's
any
up, y'all?
spotlights,
Hey,
please
country yum yum.
spotlight this. Yeah, like that, like Jen just did. Get in there, Jen.
I do have an announcement, y'all. So I got a phone call. Miss T Baby said, whoever is the #1 gift of the show, she will personally buy them a J. Roman fragrance bottle, the $100 bottle.
Oh,
So
you
that
guys
is
better
truly a
get in
blessing.
there.
So listen, that is $100 value, and the fragrance is fire. So big shout out to Miss T Baby, man, for her donation, man. So she is going to send me $100. Whoever the #1 gifter of the show. Now, I hope it ain't low.
I just
I
gonna
hope it
give
ain't low,
another.
man. The list.
Yeah, I was like, make it worthwhile, guys. Like,
Yeah, that
like
part, man.
in those wheels,
I'm
he's
ready,
got
y'all.
challenges. He's got challenges. And also support the
Fire
people in
trucks.
the box, Turk and Casino.
And then show the
Give him a
love to the people,
favorite.
man, in the boxes too, man, as well.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, okay. Remember, I'm just gonna say this. They know this, but these two people have the biggest potty mouths. I think it's gonna be really hard for them. But Casino and Turk, 1K gift still applies. Every cuss word, no exceptions. Rugrat is not paying your bill. It is accountability, and no cussing. Just
I
no
think it's
cussing.
probably the most expensive show ever
It is recorded
today.
too. Let's see if they can do it. Don't
No
hurry.
Man, I
paying
love
in
these
advance.
boys.
He's
No paying in
prepaying.
advance,
You look
sir.
at that. He's prepaid.
No paying in advance. All right, I'm gonna get out.
I
Okay,
love
we
y'all,
love
man.
you all.
So
Have
good
before
fun.
we
show.
introduce these people, man, appreciate you, Turk. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Listen, y'all, I am, first of all, let me give God the glory, man. Let me just pray real quick. Father God, I just want to say thank you today that you spared upon us, allow us to live and see another day. And today, while we're here, we're going to be glad and rejoice in it. Father God, just ask you to just clear every pathways that cause negativity in the stream. It has a positive stream. And we have two amazing men in here, Father. Just allow us to just be influenced by their heart and just full of wisdom, Father. And just put on their heart whatever they speak, Father, we know is good. And I ask you this in Jesus' name, amen. Amen, y'all. We here. Hey, Daniel, let's get you on the show, man. Hey, let's get these two men in the box, man. My brother Turk and then my brother Casino, y'all. So this is gonna be truly amazing. This is this is amazing, man. I love this by far. This is gonna be amazing. Look. Hey, did you say?
No. Listen, that's why I paid $3K in advance. I wanted to make sure, I'm good for the slip ups. I'm good for the slip ups.
Hey,
and if I don't use them, listen, if I don't use the 3K, I know Casino will. So either way, we good. We got 3 mishaps.
He said, nope. Hey, first of all, I just want to say, man, I love you both, man. Like you guys have influenced me, impacted me some type of way along my journey. So I just greatly appreciate y'all, man, to meet some amazing influencers on this show. And you guys, y'all about to learn some very influential, smart guys. These guys are smart and intelligent. They might talk they trap, but let me tell you something. You talking about intellect on a whole nother level? Man, different ball game, okay? So you guys go ahead and introduce yourself. Remember, load these questions up. I appreciate you guys, man. You can start from you, Turk.
Hi, how y'all doing? I'm Turk. I'm new here. I just started the app about a week ago. Casino brought me on the app. I used to stream on a different app. It was Facebook Live. And then Casino saw me and brought me over here. So this is my first big thing on the app. I'm trying to, I don't even know what I'm doing here. But yeah.
See, this ain't gonna be good because I can already got a whole lot to say. Hey. Hi, I'm Casino. I actually met Turk when I was going through the OnlyFans, and he was dressed up, and I got a hold of it, and I converted him to come over here and act right. So that's me, guys.
You had the OF wrong. It was only farmers.
Oh, yeah.
All right, y'all. So listen, Okay. First of all, y'all, thank you guys again. I want to ask you guys this question. I'm gonna start with Turk, and then with Turk, then we're gonna go to my brother Casino, and then some question I won't ask, man, because some of the answer is so good, I don't need to or intervene because it'd be something I relate to or something I like. They say I agree with them, right?
Can I ask a question?
Huh?
Can I ask a question real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
So how we gonna do this? You read the question and then I answer and the Casino.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the question. Start with you first, and then Casino.
All right. So can me and Casino do it a little different this time? Because I don't really feel like both of us need to answer in different times. Like we can feed off each other's answers.
No, your own opinion, his own opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the first. It said, "What does being a good provider means in a family context?"
I mean, that's all I know. I mean, I work every day of my life. You know what I mean? I wake up every day. I go to work. That's hard though, because in today's society, women want a man that can provide, right? But they also want a man that can give them time. And that's the hard thing. You can't have both. You either gonna get me providing for you and giving you a proper security and everything you need, or you're gonna get the time and we're gonna struggle. In today's society with the way inflation is and the cost of living, there's no balance between that. So doing that for your family, it's gonna cost you your time with your family. You're not gonna see your family. I barely get to see my family as much as I want to, but I know I have to. You know what I mean? It's not for now, it's for the future. So it's beneficial.
Casino.
Well, what's really weird is you probably got two of the hardest working guys as far as the hours that we put in, and we're both single. So that should say something about the way society is now. I work and I provide for my children, just like every man should do, but not every man does it nowadays. But Turk made a great point. If we work a lot of hours and we provide well, we're not at home all the time. So it is what it is.
It's hard because like I don't want nobody to take this personally, but women are emotional creatures, right? They need that time. They need that family time in order to continue that bond, right? But if you're not giving them that, if you're trying to provide the best way we know how, because the way I was raised, a man's supposed to get up, go to work his butt off, 80, 90, 100 hours a week, the best he can to make sure his family doesn't have to struggle the way we used to struggle. But me doing that, my woman that I end up in a relationship with isn't going to have as much time with me as she would like. And it's hard to keep somebody around for that.
So I'm older now, and I've learned that balance is key. I've lived in the real expensive houses and had the high bills and all that crap, and to me, it's not worth it. So I've learned to live a very humble life to where I still make a great living, but I still have time to be with my child, my young one. So finding some ladies nowadays that they're out there, but I just, a lot of women are happy with the Xbox playing, pot smoking guy, and they go to work. That's just the way society makes it, that the women are the ones taking care of the dudes now. And society has made it to where that's acceptable. But my generation and the way I was, no, not happening.
I agree
Yes,
with that.
man.
I can't go with that either.
Second question. It says, how should a man approach decisions making in family matters? So how does a man approach, how should a man approach decision making in family matters?
So in the family matter, meaning that there's, a wife, a husband, kids, the wife should have a say so. So I don't feel as though the man should make all the decisions. You know what I mean? It's a combined effort between the two. You sit down, you have a conversation, weigh your pros and cons. Sometimes women have great advice. You know what I mean? They have great opinions on certain situations that we as men might not acknowledge because we think logically. I feel as though men think more logically and women think more emotionally. And you need that balance in decision making.
First and foremost, the type of life that I've always lived is from my dad. I had a great father, never smoked, drank, cussed. You know, he was a total, still is, total package. But whether you're a believer in God or not, the answer relies in the Bible. You don't even have to be a believer to be able to take the man's perspective of what his job is in the home and learn from that book. In the same way with the women, you don't have to believe in God, but if you just did it, it worked like it works for a lot of people. You know, it shows that it works for a lot of people. So when I'm head of the household, first and foremost, the lady pretty much gets what she wants as long as it's in line.
I agree. I agree. That is a good question though, man, because I think, and even when it comes to men, I love the fact that when a woman say, what color should I wear? I just think, just put me involved. I don't mind being involved. You know what I mean? Just don't, when I see guys telling a woman what she can and can't wear, right? But I just want to be involved. Like, babe, what color I should wear? And then she values the opinion that I say.
And that's why I said it's a combination.
There you go.
I wanted to make sure that women have as much say so. See, people get confused with say so and control. That's two different things. I'm not saying a woman has control, but she does have a say so.
Absolutely.
Her opinion matters.
Absolutely.
So
and you value that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So y'all welcome to Men Take a Seat. We got some amazing men on the app. We got Top Bash Turk, and we got my brother Casino here. Welcome to the stream, y'all. Just to let y'all know, whoever the top gift of the stream will be crowned for next week, and also give a topic for the next week's show. And also, Miss T Baby just announced to me, whoever is the #1 of the show, she will send me the money for J Roma Fragrances, which I make fragrances, y'all. So she's donating $100 to whoever the winner is. So okay, y'all, here we go. How important is respect in a man relationship within his family? Oh man. That's
that's an easy answer for me. So I was raised by my dad. My mom kind of walked out when I was younger, and my dad was never that man to try to put fear into me. Right? My dad was always that man. Whatever situation, whatever circumstance I came across as a young man and as a teenager, he would sit down, talk to me, explain to me the situation, tell me what could come from it and what could not come from it. And I learned how to respect him. There was no fear in it. And I think people get the mix up between fear and respect. I would rather my kids respect me than fear me. I would rather my wife respect me than fear me, because fear don't get you nothing. Like respect is everything, because how can you have a happy life at home if there's no respect within the household?
Good rule of thumb in my world is this kind of hits hard because that's the reason I'm single out of my last relationship. I wasn't respected. I demand respect because I'm a respectable type of person. You know, you give what you get type stuff. So it's just as important for me to get it as it is for the mate to get it, you know? And if you give it, you should get it. So
I just want to make a comment on something somebody put in the comments. They said respect is earned on both ends. I don't agree. I believe that respect should be given up front, because you shouldn't base your actions off of other people's actions. Be the person you are regardless. Respect everybody the same. If they choose to disrespect you, that's their choice. That's something they got to live with.
Talk your
But
talk.
you carry yourself right. So, and I say the same thing about trust. Trust is not earned. Trust is given, and people have the option to lose your trust. Respect is given, and people have the choice to lose your respect. And, you know, and as far as the kids, a lot of kids don't respect their elders, and this is something that I live by, and I know Casino lives by because we've talked about it multiple times. Is I don't yell at my kids, and this is why a lot of kids in this generation don't respect their elders, is because kids don't respond to yelling. They don't. It's actually a confusing thing for a child when they're being yelled at constantly. It's confusing. talk to your kids. Talk to them like they're a regular person. I guarantee you they will understand it and they will carry themselves a lot better.
Yeah, and the respect is, honestly, the respect is the hardest thing to earn from your kids, in my opinion, because of what they go through and the way in society now at school, how they talk to each other and how they relate. But the one thing that I know, which I suck at, that's not a cuss word, is it?
No.
Okay.
I love you, man.
I just worried the old sucky. I didn't want to have to, anyway, I forgot my train of thought now because I said that. I better just hush. Yeah, whatever.
So piggybacking off what Casino was just saying, right? One thing about me, when he said it, like his past relationship, like what I've known in a lot of my past relationships and why I'm so much different now is I never respected myself. I can't blame the people I was in a relationship with for not respecting me, because in order for somebody to respect you, you have to have self-respect, because you receive the energy you're given, right? It's like and I never respected myself. And now, after taking a lot of time to sit down and self-reflect on myself, I learned a lot of things, and now I'm at peace. And the way I move now and the way I operate now is, if you come into my life and you don't either maintain my peace or enhance my peace, I don't need you.
True. Go ahead, country. All I was going to say was the respect thing with kids. Do what you say that you're going to do. A lot of parents, a lot of people are guilty of, now, if you don't do this, and we just keep letting them go and go and go. But my dad, one chance, one shot. If I didn't get it done, I was punished. And then you get the picture.
Mm-hmm. Amen. All right, y'all. So here's the next question. He said, when it comes to family traditions and culture, how should a man act? Well, everybody, I jump on this wagon, man. I grew up in the South, man, Mississippi, you know what I'm saying? So it also go by the generations. So, you know what I mean? Not just tradition. It goes by the generation, because where I was raised, look, man, we had to get our own switches. You know what I mean? Like, when it come to family stuff, man, my mom, we weren't even allowed to eat our meat first. We had to eat our meat last. Because the first thing we grew up, we eat meat and we get full of our meat. We don't eat the rest of the food. So we had to eat our food first before we eat our meat. You know what I mean? And that's just how I grew up, man. And shoot, I grew up on the farm. We did our own peas. We did our own food. So, when it comes to that ties into family value, because women play their part when it comes to farming. You know what I mean? So it's different than the culture, man. But I do know I can't teach my kids how my dad taught me. It ain't the same. Generation's different now. You can't raise your kids how society today. Now you can take what you learn as the fundamental what we learn, and for as respect goes. But man, my kids be teaching me math, man. I'm like, man, where you got you? Man, how y'all doing all this stuff? Everything is so different now. You know what I mean? So when it comes to family, man, and I grew up in the gutter, man. So it's a little different down there, y'all. So it just for families, everybody's different now. Everybody. Turk grew up on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Casino down south. So even both of us in the South, I guarantee you, the way we was raised was totally different. Man, has some of the similarities. But man, it's different, y'all. What you think about that, Turk?
I think I'm pretty much living the same way my dad did. Like I said, my dad raised me, and his traditions and his morals as a man was go to work every day, pay the bills. But what I learned from him is, no matter how much I'm struggling, our kids will never know it. I could have $20 in my bank account. They're gonna feel like we rich.
Talk your talk.
But I think the biggest thing that came from my dad was morals and principles. Like it's not so much of traditions or culture or anything like that. It's about like I said, morals and principles. I have morals as a man. There's certain things I will not do because I know it's wrong. And I think nowadays it's not like that. Like morals and principles went out the window. Everything all it's about now is what can I gain. And you know, when I was growing up and I was, you know, watching my dad and the stuff, it was more about what I could do for the next person. It wasn't so much about what I can gain for myself as what I could do for the next person. And I think that's a lot going on nowadays.
I ain't a pimple on a hog's butt compared to my father, but that's the beauty of being a man. We get to make our own decisions finally as adults. Our parents ain't always right for us. I was raised in a Jehovah Witness background, so I never had birthdays, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving. I never had none of that all the way up till I was 17, till I got on my own. So when I had my own kids, it was important for me to have that tradition because of my wife. My wife's family had all big get-togethers and all that. So, you got, oh, you was? Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, so at the end of the day, tradition, as long as it's peaceful and don't go against the grain, I'm good with it.
Amen, amen. So listen, y'all, here's another question. It's a very good one. What role should a man play raising the children? A father? It's a big role, man. It's a huge role.
I don't think that's the only role. So
no, yeah, it's a big one.
So I think the most important role for me is I have a boy and a girl, right? And I had my daughter first. And my most important role to me is to show my daughter how to be treated by a man and to show my son how to treat a woman. I have to do both. So whenever I bring a woman around who's around my kids, they watch everything. They may not react to everything, but they watch everything. And what they see within their own household from their father is most likely gonna, you know, imprint them on what's okay to accept when they're older. So to me, that's the biggest role as a father is laying down the ground rules of how they should be treated and treat others.
Mine has been, you know, everybody knows I'm a single father. I raised my kids. But here's where I have to step out of the box. I look at my kid and the woman that I bring around. If they're not good enough to be my son's wife, they're not good enough for me. And that's the only way I can step out of the box and look. Because the love for my son's different than the love that I have for myself at times. You know what I'm saying? I want only the best for my son. Whereas me as a man, I can put up with a lot of stuff. I said stuff and not, right on, dude, I'm learning. But yeah, so that's the way I look at it. If the woman that I'm dating or even decide to get interested in, if she's not good enough to be my son's wife, then she's not good enough for me. I didn't say it, Brookie. No,
but not only that, so this is something that I've learned from my parents. And it was something negative that I've learned from them, but I turned it around and I turned it into something positive. My mom and my dad, you know, they divorced when I was young. I was maybe 6 months old. And my dad never said a bad thing about my mother, not once. While I was growing up, my mom, on the other hand, bad mouth my dad every chance she got. So now, the way I carry myself, as far as my kids know, in my eyes, my kid's mother is the best woman that could ever walk this planet. I will never let her struggle. I will never let them see her struggle. And if she's ever going through something and she needs somebody there for her, I'll be there because I want my kids to know that's what you're supposed to do. And my mom wasn't like that growing up. So I took that negative and I realized how it affected me as a child.
And that's good stuff because like I just went through this last couple weeks ago. So my first four sons are from my first wife and she's, you know, they're 22 and above. So they're down. One of them's down there. And anyway, my ex got into a mess and he called me. And I this is exactly what I said. I said, son, your best bet is to get with your brothers and figure out what you want to do because that's not my business anymore. You all are at the age where you all as grown men get to decide that avenue, what you want to do with your mother. It's not me. Now, my 9-year-old, his mom passed. So therefore it's a different, you know what I mean? It's a different cookie. And as kids are younger, of course, their mothers should be saints. And it's so bad that parents talk bad about each other to young kids. It's terrible.
It's
So
hard.
like the situations I go through now is like my kid's mom will call me up. She calls me, Country, me and you have been on the phone where she called me up. And Sierra's doing this or Tommy's doing that. And I call my kids up and I'll say, what's going on? Like they'll tell me the situation. I'll be like, but why are you talking to your mom like that? And they'll try to give me a reason. And my only question is, would you say that to me? And they say no. I said, well, your mother should get the same respect you give me no matter what. You give her the same respect you give me. If you would not say it to me, you don't say it to her. And that's the code that I live by.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate, man, because and not going against what y'all saying, I just want to add a little fuel to the pot. So I hear me growing up, I grew up in a dysfunctional family, but I also hear like why men put their hands on women because they blame their father for putting their hands on their mother, right? So I'm gonna just start with that. Number one, my dad put his hands on my mother. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that generation, curse is made to be broken from that standpoint, man, because looking at my kids change the way I think, change the way I look at things. You know what I mean? And then I learned from my father's mistakes. Like he showed me what not to do. Really didn't teach me anything. He actually showed. I saw him put his hands on my mother, saw the way he talked to my mom. You know what I mean? So I told myself, I was one of the people, I don't want to be like him. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? But I did before my dad I said, Father, Dad, I just want to let you know I love you, man. I want to thank you for showing me what not to do. You know what I mean? And I love my dad. I was one of the fathers, that's still my dad. I love him, man. But the way he raised us, right, and the way I raised my children, I just took what I've learned, and I think naturally, organically, you automatically you're gonna have to figure out become a father, right? So and then my life got turned around when my son got shot. So now I got to do things totally different. Like,
so I'm glad you mentioned that because this is something that I've spoken on my stream before. You said something about these boys growing into men and putting their hands on women because their father did it, right? I don't believe any of us do anything because of something we saw as kids. Let me explain to you why, right? And to me, it's an excuse. It's a crutch. It's an excuse for somebody to act out wrongly and not take blame. And I'll tell you why. Not all of us sitting here today, I would consider us good men, right? And we don't abide by everything our parents taught us as kids.
facts.
We became adults, we became men, and at some point we took accountability for ourselves and applied the necessary things to ourselves to make us better. So at what point does a child growing into a man have to take accountability for his own decisions regardless of the upbringing? Because your upbringing is not you. You are you. Your upbringing is how you got to where you at. It does not define who you are.
Talk your
I
tongue,
hate
bro.
when people say, I am the way I am because of the environment I grew up in. No, you are the way you are because you chose not to grow when everybody else was growing around you.
Yeah, I agree. I always say you can never heal an environment that will always keep you sick. I left the hood because I didn't want that lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want that no more. And then I had kids. I moved from a different area because I didn't want that for my kids because I knew how I was grew up. So you know what I mean? I just turned that pain into power. Turned that, from making excuses, making it happen. You know what I mean?
And there's a thing that I live by. There's a lot of people from my life that I was best friends with 10 years ago that I don't even speak to anymore. And it's not on nothing bad. It's, to me, in my mind, it's just I've grown and they're stuck at a standstill. And I can't stay there with you because you'll hold me back. So I love you and I wish you nothing but the best. But I got somewhere I need to be. I got to become the person that I was put here to be, and I can't sit back here with you. So
here's a question. It's It said, what does the term family loyalty means to a man?
Family loyalty? I don't look at it anything as being family loyalty or relationship. To me, loyalty is the word loyalty represents everything, whether it be your family, your relationships, whatever it is that you're referring to. And the problem with it is you're expecting a lot. The problem with today's generation is they're expecting people to have loyalty that don't even have loyalty to themselves. Meaning they don't think for themselves. Their entire movement of who they are and where they're going is based off of everybody around them. You don't speak, think, or talk for yourself. You speak, think, and for everybody else. So how can you be loyal to family, to a relationship, if you're not even loyal to yourself at the end of the day? Loyalty to me is, and I can sum it up in one thing. Country, you one of my closest friends. Casino, you one of my closest friends. If somebody comes to you and talks badly about me to you, they're not in question. My only question is, why did they feel comfortable saying that about me to you? What did you do to put yourself in a position for them to feel comfortable? Now I got a question where me and you stand. I expect them to talk bad about me. I'm not worried about that. But why did they bring you into it?
That part.
This is why I hate answering second, man, because me and you know each other too well.
Because
I agree with you, though, man.
The whole thing about loyalty is just what he said. If you're loyal to yourself as a grown man, everything else falls into play.
I agree. I'm the type of person. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell y'all. I can't tell you how many times people say they don't say this and they don't say that, and I'm not like this and I'm not like that, and they can't hold water. You know what I mean? And you're gonna come to a time in your life that your friendship will get tested. Family ship, courtship, relationship, any ship that you decide to get on, one of those is gonna get tested. And listen, Lord is not representing what they've said in front of, because what they say in front of it sounds good. It's when you're not around when it get tested. You know what I mean? And they be a representative when you're not there. Even if I'm wrong, they still cuff me under the wing and still hold me down and then tell me that I'm wrong behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? That is loyalty to me, man. I choose loyalty because everybody you truly love ain't loyal to you.
So I'm glad that you said that, because it's something I used to say all the time, and I know you've heard me say it, and I know Casino heard me say it. If I love you, if you family, my brother, my sister, if you're somebody I love, I will defend you. Right, wrong, or indifferent in front of every public eye. And I'll pull you aside behind the scenes and tell you you're wrong. But in front of the public eye, I got you back. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't care.
My famous quote is that even if you're wrong, you're right in my eyes.
Until we get behind closed doors, then I'm a Casino. What are you doing? You know damn well you shouldn't have did that.
$1,000.
I prepaid.
I've been waiting for you.
This is gonna be a feature show, y'all. Just to let you know. Yeah, that's what it is. Welcome to Me and Take a Seat, y'all, with Turk and Casino. We got two comedians in the box, y'all. Besides real intellect talk here, y'all. If you want to know how these men, what they think about family values and raising kids and being a father, you at the right show, y'all. So I welcome you guys here, man. I appreciate you guys being here. Now, here's another announcement. Whoever the #1 gift of the show, Miss T Baby says she will purchase a fragrance to whoever purchase. You will buy that fragrance for them. That's on her heart. That's what she want to do. All right, we're gonna move to the next question.
Can I make one more statement on that last part? Yeah. And this another thing I live by. Me and you close, right, Casino, Country?
Yes, sir.
If somebody comes to you and tells you something about me, right? And your next step is to come and ask me if it's true. Casino, what's my motto? If you got a question me if it's true or not, believe it.
It's true. Believe it.
Everything you heard, believe it.
And then
in itself didn't show you by now. You don't have to catch question.
And then they're gonna be the last words come out of my mouth to you.
Yep.
That shows me a lot. You believe it? Cool. You know what I mean?
Believe
Yeah, I
everything.
agree to that, man. Believe that. So here's the question. Another question. He said, "How should a man handle conflicts within the family? Just conflict within the family. How you guys, as a man, step up to the plate?"
So I don't. So this, I'm gonna answer this question like this. I don't believe it's handling it as a man. I think handling it as a human being would be communication, right? And people fail to realize the full thing of communication isn't just talking, right? Communication is talking it out, listening, but also understanding where your partner or where your family is coming from. That's the whole thing about communication. People forget the listening and understanding part, right? So that's, I don't think it has anything to do with being a man or a woman or anything like that. I just think communication is key in all that. Anytime there's conflict, you should be able to sit down with one another without yelling, without arguing, talk about it, and understand where each other are coming from. Because at the end of the day, the problem with it is we're men. We are not always going to see things the way a woman does. We're programmed differently. So if as long as me and my partner can sit down and communicate things and listen to each other, you know, that pretty much solves it all right there. I don't want you to just hear me. I want you to listen. I don't want you to listen to respond either. I want you to listen to understand.
This is where it all gets hairy, because I have a lot of mixed emotions and feelings about it, but then I've learned a lot. So I was raised to be, basically, my mama always got her way, but when my dad put his foot down, the foot was down, and mama listened. In everything in life, you have to have that one person that steps up to the plate. Now, with that being said, what I've learned is that nobody's wrong and nobody's right. You need to learn to pick your battles, and it's all a matter of opinions. So as long as you go into it knowing that her opinion, their opinion, the kid's opinion is different than mine, and you know it, it's okay. But it's a broad spectrum as far as how to deal with it. You know?
I just don't think the whole putting the foot down. I'm glad, like you said, you learn, and you know, you looked at it differently before and now. Because me as a man, I can tell you, I'm not always right.
No,
So me knowing that I don't always have the right answer, or I don't always know what's best, the whole putting the foot down to me means nothing, because it's the person that's communicating with me might know better than me in this situation.
and see, it's so weird because a lot of women are different, man. Some women want the man to take the lead. Some women want you to be the man, and they want you to just take those rings, and just lead the family. Some women want to be the leader. Some women don't want to listen. I mean, it's so hectic now. It's so hectic because of the way people are raised.
And I agree. I believe the man can take the lead, but you can still take the lead and listen and make adjustments needed while leading. Because like 100%. I said, like my whole thing is, like I said, men react more logically and women are more emotional, right? Emotional things can help in conflict. They can.
And then again, nowadays it's not all. Yeah, there's as many men that make emotional decisions as women, you know?
But I also think, though, y'all, I think the reason why the man should step up to the plate, because the ladies probably here and agree, a lot of the kids, when the father talks, it's a different frequency, because I know how many times y'all ladies said, I need you to talk to your son, or ladies, I need you to talk to your son because you're not listening to me. That's why when it comes to like me, I'm speaking this because this is real life, but like the mom can say something and they won't listen. They won't listen as fast, right? They may listen, but they won't listen as fast. But when the father come in now and they speak, oh, they shut up like on Diva on Friday. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's Yeah, I mean, ladies
You
ain't
just said mama called. You just said they called the other day, and you need to talk to your kids, right?
Yes, but see, and this is, but I also bring this up to my kid's mom all the time. Yes, that there is a lot of situations like that, right? But my immediate instinct isn't handle this because they listen to me better. It's what is going on that's making them listen to me.
Yeah,
more.
my immediate is why ain't you handling it?
Let's get to the root of the problem. Why is it going this way? So we can address that. Because me as the man just fixing every problem because they listen to me, that's not fixing the problem. That's
or you're either
one
made out to
small
be
issue.
the bad guy, and you're the one that's always doing the punishing, and the you know what I mean? Like,
I just think that when it comes to that, even with me and Tasha, I said, look, let's talk to the kids together. Because I want to let them know what she say goes. You know what I mean? If I'm not around, we don't live together, you got to listen to your mother. Don't feel like you can just run over your mom's house. So that's why I prefer, like, we have a good enough relationship. You know what I mean? Some men and some women, parents don't co-parent that well. But the ones that do, I prefer to sit right there in front of them. So let you know when I talk, you listen to your mother, or vice versa. So you know what I mean?
I agree, Ocean. I agree, and that's what I was trying to get to. Ocean was, let's get to the root of the problem.
Yeah, right.
If I'm fixing the problem every time the problem occurs, it's not really fixing the problem. It's actually prolonging the problem.
see, if you're in a, I don't mean to cut you off. If you're with a woman, and you all are in a relationship under the same roof, you all have to be united as one. You all have to be a couple and have each other's backs to deal with kids.
I agree, but see, me and my kid's mom aren't together. But if there's been times where my kid's mom has called me up, they're not listening to me. I drove down there, got out of my car, and just stood there while she talked to them, just so they knew, okay, he got her back.
Right.
Because they need to give her the same respect they give me.
That part.
And if I continue on just correcting every situation that occurs, all that's doing is enhancing the respect they have for me. It's not giving her none.
That part.
So that's why I said the best way to handle it, and in hindsight, we don't think of this always when the moment's occurring, but it is to figure out the root of the problem as a whole.
I'm not with you on that, man. I'd rather just be there so you let them know. Listen, you're gonna respect your mama. Don't expect me. My decision gonna be different. Cause my son will call me and say, "Dad."
Just text my daughter. It's movie time. You know what she said?
What?
My kids go to bed at 8:00 every night. They lay in bed 8:00 watching a movie. She said, "Okay, love you." They getting ready to lay down in bed right now watching a movie.
It's crazy though, because my son will call me and say, "Dad, can I come over?" I said, "What happened over to the house?" Because they only call me when something happened, right? Like, "Dad, can I come? What happened?" And then I said, "You know what?" I play it. I said, "Let me just call your mom real." No, I'm good, Dad. You know what I mean? Like, no, something happened. You know what I mean? Don't expect me to change. If your mom say you can't go nowhere or whatever, don't call me, expect me to give you the answer. Then I run over your mom's decision. A lot of kids do that, man. So that's when it comes. They don't get what they want, or mom make a decision where they can and can't go. Now they get in their feelings and they get mad. You know what I mean? And that's what things lure up to the arguments. My son is one of them, you know what I mean?
I want to say this
bad. By the way, y'all keep my son in prayer. He got rushed to the hospital today. Baby Jay, we were just talking. He was here last night. He got rushed to the hospital, y'all. So keep him in prayer.
I want to say this to Ronnie real quick. Ronnie said, "I'm glad I don't have kids." Ronnie, I used to say the same thing when I was younger, right? And I'll say this to you, and I'm sure everybody up here in this box can attest to this. My kids was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Changed my life.
Not just because they're my kids. Because if I didn't have my kids when I did, I probably wouldn't be sitting here in front of y'all right now.
I'd still be stripping, wouldn't be in church.
I'd probably be still out on the streets, ripping and running the corners, doing stuff that I'm not supposed to be doing.
I'd probably be having a whole lot of houses and a whole lot of money.
No, you wouldn't.
That's 5 kids, man. You know how many motorcycles and cars I bought over the years?
Listen, you know me. I'm as real as they come. Me and Casino will probably be locked up somewhere.
Man, I swear I was horrible.
Am I wrong, Casino?
Yes, for me, you are. Here's why. Because I already did my 10-year flat before I had any kids, so I already got that stuff out of the way.
Oh, 1K.
Now the time's up. It's 7 o'clock.
No, I paid.
No, it's 659, sir.
No. Listen, I paid $3K. I cursed once. He cursed twice. That's the $3K. Can't neither of us curse no more.
There you go. There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Brother.
So,
you mean loyalty?
Right.
You mean we were just talking about loyalty?
That's right.
Big bonus.
But that is true.
Okay.
You know, I done did all my bad stuff and got out of the way before I had kids. There is no way under the sun. God is my witness, everybody on this app. If I had a kid, that I could have done the things that I'd done as before I had children.
I'll say this.
There is no way. Men or women, either one, that do the stuff that they do after having children blows my mind.
So I'll say this.
The most selfish act you can do, man.
Not only
You take yourself away from your kids by your own accord. That's the most selfish thing, in my opinion,
Talk your
a
talk,
person
bro.
can do.
Talk your talk.
going off what you said, how you wouldn't be, you did your 10, your bid before you had kids, so you got that out the way, right? But one of the biggest things for me, after having kids was my mindset changed. Every situation I went through since then, I had to sit back and think, whatever choice I make doesn't just affect me anymore.
Right.
There's other people depending on me that it affects. So yeah, you might have did your bid, but there's a lot of choices that you've made since you've had kids that you probably wouldn't have made because it would have only affected you. And us coming from where we come from, we can handle a lot of conflict.
Yeah. I want to make this real quick, just to let y'all know you got to 8:15. We start, 8 to 8:15. I did announce that earlier, to 8:15 before it's over with. Yes. Oh, not you guys. I'm talking about the show ends at 8:15 because when you do the
Hey,
show, you got to 8:15.
hey, Turk, I knew I was gonna need this, and we paid up, right?
No, it's over with. But look, so here's the thing though. In the next 15 minutes, I'm giving people in the comment to ask these guys questions directly. I didn't get a chance to finish these questions, but I want to give people opportunity. If you want to ask Turk a particular question or Casino or myself, you can jump in the box, get your face up real quick and get out. You know what I mean? But they're going to answer the best way of their ability. So you guys feel free to, if you guys don't have any questions, I have plenty more questions left that I want to ask. You know what I mean? So right now, one of the questions that I really like was, somebody says, are there any family dynamics or patterns that concern or disappointment that disappoints you? I can answer that. I personally, I'm gonna tell y'all, okay, this is how I grew up. Like, parents, you can't get mad at your kids if they start smoking weed and you smoking weed in the house. Let's get that out the way. Period. I get mad at mine, like, hey, stop smoking, you teach your kids, stop doing this. When that's as parents do the same things in the house, that's a big letdown for me because we trying to raise our kids a certain way, right? And you don't want your kids to do this. And second of all, we can't say we bad parents either. Because once the child leave our house and go to school, we have no control. I have absolutely no control if my kids get influenced, and then you can move them to a different school. If he move to a different school, he's still gonna gravitate to that type of, you know what I'm saying? You just have to be the best father you can be and best mother you can be when you at home. You teach your kids morals, man. But I'm speaking from example. My son skipped school so much, y'all, to smoke weed. I don't even smoke, okay? I don't even allow that that don't even come in my house. But he found it in recess or period of class. But can't say we bad parents, man. I hate when people say, it's the parents' fault. Absolutely not.
No, at the end of the day, like, we got to understand that we live in a generation of society now that kids growing up are going to get involved and try a lot of things throughout the time. Like, it has nothing to do with how you're raised. It's just that's the way society is. Like, let's be real. My dad didn't raise me a certain way, and I went out there in the street and experienced things that he didn't show me about. But that's just the way of life. You know what I mean? We make our own choices, and all we can do as parents is handle the situation to the best of our ability. And like I said, weigh the pros and cons out.
The problem is one of the biggest problems I see is women, single fathers, single anybody, fathers, mother, whoever. They don't forgive themselves. If you've been in a situation and you've done some drugs or something and you had a child taken, don't give up, man. Turn it around. It's never too late. But a lot of women just give up. They feel so bad and they just keep in the same lifestyle. But or guys talk about, oh, well, you know, I lost custody and I don't get to see my kids. Man, just keep fighting and fighting and fighting for it, you know. But a lot of people just give up. And a lot of people go, it's easier just to keep doing the drugs and just not even be around the kids.
I got a question real quick. Is the show technically over right now?
Sure.
All right, we cool. My man, what's going on, man? Yeah, I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't, my bad. I couldn't do it no more. It was too much. I'm over here sweating bullets.
Turn your AC on, Turk. Stop trying to save some money like that, King. Turn your AC on.
I'm not trying to save money.
Turn the AC on, Turk. You got a short sleeve shirt on in the house.
So listen, right? So you remember earlier how we were saying finding balance within the relationship?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a balance within my bank account, and it doesn't say anything about air conditioning.
Finally, I got it. Yeah. I thank you guys for being here, man. I really appreciate it.
I can't afford to dirty your shirt and have too much laundry. You know what I mean? So I'm stuck with it for the rest of the night.
I just get, you know what I'm saying? That some of that J. Roma, man, again, Turk, listen, first of all, I just want to say these two guys actually purchased my fragrance. So
you should be buying mine. Mine broke. I don't even have it no more.
Hey,
I don't even want to talk about this oil right now because it's going to make me mad. I bought it, y'all. I used it once. I woke up the next morning for work to use it for work. I opened it up. I put it on, you mean, do my thing, sit it down on the dresser, and it fell on the side, rolled off, and broke all over the floor.
Yeah, this is my little whore oil. This is my bagel, and this is the one I use for the mornings. And then my 2 big bottles is my dailies. But these are weekend smells here. These are, yeah.
All right, next question.
Here's the next question, y'all. Here's the next question. The next question is, what is the most important lesson a man should teach his children about family values?
So the most important lesson that I would probably teach my kids is probably the most important thing that my dad taught me was, I'm going to fail. I'm going to be wrong. I'm not always going to be right. I'm going to make mistakes. I am going to mess up, and that does not define me. What defines me is how I react to my failures, how I react to my mistakes, and how I react to my wrongdoings and move forward with it. But my mistakes, making wrong choices, your wrong choices are not the end. It can be the start of a new journey. And that's something that my dad told me. So.
Now, speaking to you as my son, I would tell you, I'm old fire and brimstone on this. Not you in particular on this, Turk, but my kids better take care of their responsibility.
Facts.
Because if they don't take care of their responsibility, I cut them. Boom. No ifs, ands, or buts. You're not going to go out here on these streets clowning, going out smoking dope, getting drunk when you got 3 babies at home and a woman sitting there taking care of it. You better take care of your responsibility.
Talk your talk, bro.
So I'll be honest with you, going off what Casino just said, as a man, I can't even be friends with another man that is not involved in his children's life. I can't. Because I want to say this to y'all women. If y'all give a man a chance to pursue you as a woman, and this man has children, and he is not taken care of or involved in his children's life, why are y'all even letting this man pursue you?
100%.
A lot of women doing this. Like, what do y'all expect this man to give y'all? He's not even giving to his own flesh and blood.
Right.
My grandson's day say, hey, his mother, I found out she biologically wasn't mine when she was 6 months old. And I've been taking care of her since she was born. My daughter about to be 23. So like that right there, man, changed my life. You hear me? And, and walking in obedience, God bless me with a grandchild, man. and he loves me to death. But you know, when it comes to that, man, I agree with you guys on that playing field, man. It tells a lot. But here is the thing. I want to ask you guys a question. So go back to say in the beginning. My daughter's mother put so much hatred seed into her baby's dad. I mean, to her daughter's father. You know what I mean? Like, I this is my biggest pet peeve. I don't like when you go. Most relationships are broken up by family members, miserable friends. When you go tell your mother friend cousin about what another person did, now you put hatred in their heart. That's selfish. That's wrong of you to put hate in their heart because you don't know how much hate gonna grow by you telling them something so simple, right? Now they hate your baby, and they not the one that's the fool. You are, because you went back to them. All this hate you put in their heart, and you go right back to them, right? So here's a true story. When my baby mom told me that Tayshana's dad was a horrible person, blah, 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 y'all, I'm talking about horrible. I ended up meeting up with him on the fly. And I asked him, the first thing he says, listen, before we move into Florida, I just want to tell you, man, you have a beautiful daughter and you raised her well. That's what he told me. That's my daughter's biological father. I said, thank you. I said, my question is, why was you in her life? You know what he told me?
She wouldn't let me.
Be honest with you, bro. I didn't want to risk her to get hurt. The lifestyle I was living, I was still living it. I couldn't risk me walking around with my child and something happened to me and she's in the midst of it. I couldn't risk going to the store, me and the baby mom walk to the store and somebody pop off. Like, that's the lifestyle he chose, right? So, like, I respect that, bro. But at the same time, I thank God because of that situation put me in this situation to change my situation. You get what I mean? And that made me change. So when it comes to fathers, y'all, when baby mother said don't talk to their father because he a piece of crap, a piece of this. No, ladies, don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you keep it to yourself, but don't plant that seed in the child and don't plant it into the other man. You know what I mean? And I agree with Turk. If a man ain't taking care of his child, what make you gonna think?
Dude, it's super hard for women because here's why. The women want the fathers to be a part of those kids' life so bad.
That part.
So here's what happens. The guy goes out, he's doing his partying, his doping, his work girls, whatever.
What's up, Fly? What's up, man?
Every once in a blue moon or the holidays or whatever, Papa get to come around and be hero. Gets to give the gifts and, you know, and to me, you're dangling a carrot. My ex, when I took my son, I didn't let her see my son until she walked right and acted right and did right. You're not going to have the privileges. I get up every morning as a father and a mother, changing diapers, getting the kid ready, taking him to work with me. I'll be damned if you're going to get to come in on weekends and play glory mom. You follow me?
Oh, I agree with you, Ken. I agree with you.
You know, you gotta act right, but a lot of women want that bond from the kids and the father. They want to try to keep that instead of saving the kid and pulling him from it, you know, because very seldom does it end up good when you have to, hey, what is the old saying? United we stand, divided we fall.
That part.
So going off of what y'all just said, I want to add something else in that's like a real, like, now, like it irritates me to my soul. My kid's mother has 2 other kids with her new husband, right? So like now I have my kids right now. They'll be going home Sunday or Monday, I'm not sure yet. But usually when I'm taking my kids home, they usually want to stop, get McDonald's for the drive home, you know what I mean? The first thing I do as a man, I text my kid's mom, did your other kids eat yet? Would they like something to eat? I'm not going to bring my kids around your kids eating without offering. And that's the way every parent should be. You shouldn't bring, if you have kids with a woman and she is with another man now and she has kids with him, you should never send your kids home with something and leave them out because the kids are innocent. The kids don't have nothing to do with it. And that's something, bro, that irritates me so bad when I see parents do that. it's like they're trying to punish the other kids because it's the new partner's kids. It's not their kids. Like there's so much bitterness still in the in between them that they got to take it out on the kids. And irritates me to my soul.
I agree. I agree with you, man. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you.
Like even if I was sending my kids to your house, you my brother, country, the kids coming over to play. Did everybody eat? I'm stopping to grab the kids something to eat. I'm bringing them. Everybody, I'm gonna bring food. I might not bring food for you. You a grown, you a grown behind man. You can get in the kitchen, cook yourself something to eat. But the kids are innocent.
I agree, man. I'm the type of person. I feed my neighborhood. I'm in the backyard killing. I invite the kids over. Like that's just who we are, man. Like I enjoy it, to be honest with you. Like and this coming from a person that was homeless for 5 years. So that's why this is a very unique subject for me, because I was homeless for 5 years with no help. You know what I mean? So to see if I have, listen, bro, I would go without eating a lot of days back in the days, man, to watch other people eating. And then, like you said, you'll never let you know you're struggling. Kids, mama ask me something, you good? Yeah, I'm straight. I see you what I got, and I send her everything. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's another thing that I made my kids. So that's another thing
Welcome,
that
y'all.
really pushes my buttons, right? Like, I'm sure all of us in here know what child support is, and some of us know it very, very well, right? I pay child support.
So glad I've been done with that.
I pay a lot of money in child support. With that being said, any single time my kid's mother calls me up, texts me, hey, do you have money for this? Do you have money for the kids for school uniforms? Do you have money for this for the kids? I don't ask questions. I don't say why. I send it. Because let me explain something to you. My kids live with their mother. I get them when I can, right? And Country and Casino both know I'm very involved in my kids' lives. But the money I pay in child support, that pays electric bills. She keeps the kids warm at night. It pays the mortgage. It keeps a roof over their head. Like everybody looks at the small things like, oh, it buys them sneakers, it buys them school clothes. What about the broad picture? They got a house to live in. They got heat. They got food in the refrigerator. So if your kid's mother or your kid's father call you up and
still makes you feel like you're doing your responsibility.
Yes, but I will always go above and beyond for my kids. Like I said, my kid's mom just called me up at the beginning of the school year saying that, school uniforms are going to be ridiculously expensive this year because they were going to a charter school and everything's got to have the emblem on it. I said, go ahead, pay for them. I'll pay half. You already get the child support. I'm not worried about that. I'll pay half of whatever the school uniforms are on top of that. Like I'm not worried about that because at the end of the day, that's my job. Nobody said there was a cap limit to what you're supposed to spend on your kids. There was no book. There was no guideline to say what's the cap. Kids are expensive.
Yeah.
Raising a kid is expensive.
Yeah,
I adopted 2. I got 5, and I adopted 2 kids.
And if your baby mom, you and your baby mom not together right now, she called you up right now and say, "Listen, I need to go get school uniforms for the kids." You gonna say how much you need?
Chicken lo mein.
Oh no, they called me early.
And your exact words gonna be how much you need, or don't worry, I got it.
Yep. If I got it, she can get it. I go without it. I sacrifice a bill if I ain't got it, just to make sure they're good.
And that's what I'm saying. I hate them men that say, but I'm paying child support. What you need more money for? Huh? I hate that response when a man say, I'm paying child support.
A lot of men pay child support just to stay out of jail. They could give 2 shits less.
Did I ever tell you what the court said to me when I went to court?
You gonna racking up, baby. You racking up.
Man, you said 7:15, man.
Yeah, that was the show. You still cursing. Ain't got nothing to do.
You're still on
Did I ever tell you what the court said to me when I went there for child support?
What?
So first things first, when me and my kid's mom split up, I was paying her money.
Got me dressed up in shirts, all uncomfortable.
I was giving her
pictures of me that ain't even me on the doggone flyer, making me look weird.
It wasn't me.
The heck was that guy?
So
wasn't me.
I was giving her money.
Very nice.
That wasn't me.
The day we broke up, Country, I was giving her money. Every paycheck, I was giving her
take a photo about it.
When we went to court, I sat down in the chair. The lady looked at me. She goes, "Have you been paying?" And I said, "Yes, I pay her. I give her."
I didn't do that one.
I give her $450 every 2 weeks. She said, "Do you have receipts?" I said, no, like I'm not the type of person that thinks to myself, I need receipts for my kids. You know what I mean? That doesn't cross my mind. I'm not that type of dude. So she said, okay, well, all that was a gift. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to get upset. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Casino.
Catfish.
It's Casino dressed up.
Catfish.
Okay,
I
I'll
want
tell
to
you
know
what.
why y'all make me look like a French model.
Hey,
Country
hey,
did yours.